conference on the Harris County Sheriff's Office official launch of our multi-agency task force for Highway 99 Grand Parkway traffic enforcement, hosted by Sheriff Ed Gonzalez today. I'd like to acknowledge our speakers as well as our valued traffic safety partners who have made this initiative possible. So first off was Sheriff Ed Gonzalez from Harris County Sheriff's Office, Major Terry Truitt from the Texas Department of Public Safety, Sheriff Eric Fagan from the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office, as well as Gonzalez, who is the Director of Transportation Operations at TxDOT. I'd also like to acknowledge Sheriff Bonnie Rader from the Liberty County Sheriff's Office. Thank you very much for joining us here today. Captain Brian Baker from the Chambers County Sheriff's Office. Assistant Director Josh Tiger from Houston Transfer. Thank you very much for graciously allowing us to use this venue. And of course, Danny Perez as well, represented from TxDOT. Without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to Sheriff Gonzalez.
Thank you very much, Tess. Good morning to everyone. I also want to recognize our friend, Dr. Katie Alexander, that's here with us, so thank you so much, Katie. But good morning, I am Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, and it's an honor to stand before you today. We have a very clear message today, and that's that reckless driving must end now. We are taking action to make Highway 99 a safer road for everyone. The tragedies we have witnessed, the lives lost, and the families shattered, this must stop. We are committed to making a difference. This initiative involves more than just the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Since November, law enforcement agencies have joined forces in a coordinated effort to target dangerous driving behaviors on Highway 99, the Grand Parkway. We are working alongside some incredible partners. They're gathered here today, the Texas Department of Public Safety, Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office, Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, Chambers County Sheriff's Office, and the Liberty County Sheriff's Office. By collaborating, sharing resources, and combining our expertise, we aim to make a real difference. Before this initiative began, the statistics regarding Highway 99 were deeply concerning. In Harris County alone, 2,280 crashes resulted in 9 fatal incidents. That's 2,280 crashes resulting in 9 fatal incidents. Think about it. That's 9 families who lost loved ones and 9 lives cut short due to reckless actions on that highway alone. Across our region, the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office responded to 322 crashes on Highway 99 before the start of the initiative. Tragically, in our combined jurisdictions, we have seen far too many similar tragedies. The Texas Department of Public Safety responded to 3 fatal crashes, 2 in Montgomery County and 1 in Chambers County. These numbers are more than just data points. They represent lives lost, families shattered, and a community impacted by preventable tragedies. We have seen firsthand the devastating consequences of reckless driving on Highway 99 and are committed to preventing future tragedies. We're committed to ending the street. Our proactive enforcement efforts include increased patrols, targeting speeding and impaired driving, especially during high-risk periods. We are utilizing technology for speed detection and employing strategies to address aggressive driving behaviors. However, this is more than just enforcement. We're also educating drivers, raising awareness about the dangers of reckless driving, and working to change behaviors. We envision Highway 99 where everyone feels safe, families can travel without fear, and tragedies are prevented. We need everyone's help to achieve this goal. Please obey the speed limits, drive sober, put away distractions, and be mindful of others on the road. Together, we can make Highway 99 a safer place for all, and across Texas, we can end the street. And it starts with efforts such as this. I also want to thank Major Senator Collier that's here that really helped put the initiative together, as well as Lieutenant Albers and Lieutenant Cheeks that are here as well as other members from our Nuclear Crimes Division that have been hands-on out there. They put themselves on the line. It's a very dangerous corridor to be around, and we're very mindful of the dangers even for our own personnel, for first responders that are out there during these initiatives as well. So we really want everyone to slow down. We don't want any of our first responders to get harmed. And, it's a very dangerous corridor, and so just please keep them in mind. We want everybody to be safe this holiday season. Briefly in Spanish. Buenos días, soy el alguacil González y es un honor estar hoy con ustedes. Tenemos un mensaje. La conducción negligente debe terminar ahora. Estamos tomando medidas para hacer de la autopista 99 una carretera más segura para todos. las tragedias que hemos presenciado, las vidas perdidas y las familias destrozadas, eso tiene que parar. No hemos comprometido a cambiar las cosas. Esta iniciativa involucra más que solo nuestra agencia. Desde noviembre, agencias de aplicación de la ley nos unimos en este esfuerzo para abordar este problema de la carretera 99. Estamos trabajando juntos con el Departamento de Seguridad Pública de Texas, la Oficina de Alguacil de Fort Bend, la Oficina de Alguacil de Condado Montgomery, la Oficina del Alguacil de Condado Chambers y la Oficina del Alguacil de Condado Liberty. Esta es una estrecha muy larga, entonces necesitamos la colaboración de todos. Al colaborar, compartir recursos y combinar nuestra experiencia, nuestro objetivo es crear una diferencia real, impactante. Antes de comenzar esta iniciativa, las estadísticas de la autopista 99 eran muy alarmantes. Solo en el condado de Harris, 2.280 choques ocurrieron y los cuales 9 fueron mortales. Piénsalo, 9 familias que perdieron a sus seres queridos y 9 vidas truncadas por culpa de alguien que estaba manejando distraído en esta autopista. Estos números representan vidas perdidas, familias destrozadas y una comunidad impactada por tragedias que se pueden evitar. Hemos visto de primera mano las consecuencias devastadoras de la conducir de manera irresponsable en la carretera 99 y estamos comprometidos a prevenir más tragedias. Necesitamos la ayuda de todos para lograr este objetivo. Por favor, respete los límites de velocidad, conduzca sobrio, aleje las distracciones y tenga en cuenta a los demás en la carretera. Juntos podemos hacer de la autopista 99 un lugar más seguro para todos. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Major Terry Truitt with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Terry Truitt. Last name is spelled T-R-U-E-T-T. I'm the major with the Texas Highway Patrol Station here in the Southeast Texas region. I want to express my gratitude to the Harris County Sheriff's Department, or Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Gonzalez, and our other dedicated law enforcement partners who contributed their resources to this life-saving initiative. As Sheriff Gonzalez mentioned, State Highway 99 is becoming increasingly more dangerous. The Texas Highway Patrol was honored to work with our partners to help make this highway safer. Our goal was straightforward: reduce speeds, prevent crashes, and ultimately save lives. We accomplished this through aggressive traffic enforcement. The initiative was part of an ongoing effort with the Texas Department of Transportation to end the streak of deadly crashes on Texas roadways. The sobering truth is that Texas highways have not seen a deathless day in over 24 years. However, we cannot achieve this goal alone. We need your help. It is critical for Texans to do their part, and you can do your part by reducing speeds, minimizing distractions, wearing safety belts, never driving under the influence, and following the law. My sincerest hope is that our combined efforts will create a lasting impact, saving lives and preventing needless loss. Thank you.
Next, we have Sheriff Eric Fagan from the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff.
Good morning. I'm Eric Fagan, Fort Bend County Sheriff. As we prepare for the Christmas holidays and the New Year, the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office continues to work toward ensuring the safety of all citizens. This year, Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office was honored to participate in a joint collaboration with the Harris County Sheriff's Office, DPS, and TxDOT in an initiative to focus on reducing vehicle crashes and speeders on State Highway 99 corridor. As the population continues to grow in Fort Bend County, so does the number of vehicles on the roadway. One of the most contributing factors to major crashes, fatality crashes, and avoidable crashes is excessive speed. This initiative was put in place to not only to reduce vehicle crashes, but to educate motorists of hazards of driving at excessive speeds. Fatality crashes and major crashes have devastating effects on families involved, and also affects the first responders who are summoned to these calls. With the help of the community, we can educate each other and our young drivers on the roadway. We ask that each of you consider what's at stake when you get behind the wheel. Together, we can reduce the number of major crashes, fatalities, and avoidable crashes by simply applying the driving practice and adhering to speed limits. I wish everyone a joyous and happy holidays and Merry Christmas. God bless.
My name is Gonzalez. I'm the Director of Transportation Operations for TxDOT. Thank you for allowing us this moment to highlight our efforts to improve safety, while we also thank our law enforcement partners, Harris County Sheriff's Office, Texas Department of Public Safety, and the Houston Police Department for keeping the roads in Texas safe, especially State Highway 99 Grand Parkway. We would like to urge everyone to help us end this streak. The sad fact remains that the streak of daily deaths on Texas roads has continued since November 7, 2000. That was the last day we had a deathless day on our state roadways. The harsh reality means that in this deadly streak, more than 85,000 people have lost their lives since this streak began. Each life lost means a family, a community are impacted for a lifetime. We take safety very seriously, and as we work to end this streak, it is going to take all of us working together to get this done. While TxDOT uses sound engineering methods to improve roadway safety, our drivers and citizens can also help themselves stay safe on the road. For example, 48% of the deaths on Texas road are from people not wearing their seatbelt in a vehicle. That one click can have a major impact on fatalities. We all have a shared responsibility to keep our roads and our fellow drivers safe. As we are nearing the holiday season, we also urge people not to drink and drive. There are numerous alternatives that we have available at this time to have a sober ride. I thank you for allowing me this time to speak upon this very important traffic safety message. And again, I want to express my utmost appreciation to our law enforcement partners. And together, we can make a difference and help end the streak of daily deaths on our road. Remember always to be safe and drive smart. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all our partners, those that again that are standing here near you as well. We appreciate everyone's collaboration. It really is a team effort. Just more broadly as well, this is specific to Highway 99 and the Grand Parkway. Obviously, we have a lot of other corridors that are very dangerous that come to mind all across our region. This is not only unique to Harris County. And so we understand, though, as police leaders, executives, that it's important for us to work together and leverage partnerships, and that's what we hope to do. So we'll continue this initiative for the foreseeable future. We'll converse with our partners and see how we can adjust, assess the effectiveness, and continue to educate our community, because these crashes are truly preventable, whether it be impaired driving, speeding, many other contributing factors that we see on a regular basis. All of those things are preventable. So far, in this brief time, we've issued 418 citations and warning, and 149 of those have been for speeding related alone. So we really need to change the driving culture throughout our region, but especially on Grand Parkway, Highway 99. It really seems like a speedway out there, and it needs to change. And we understand that. I've heard a number of times that nobody ever sees law enforcement out there. And you know what? Point taken, and we understand. So we want to be a part of it, but this isn't simply about writing tickets. We wish we don't have to write any tickets at all. It's about raising awareness, and it really takes a community effort to do that. So, and also want to just mention, while they're not present, the Kaylee Mills Foundation, I'm a big fan of their work. Kaylee lost her life tragically several years ago, very close to the Grand Parkway. She buckled her seatbelt to take a selfie. She was a backseat passenger. Tragically, it was a crash. She lost her life in that tragedy, and since then her family obviously developed a foundation, and Kaylee's legacy continues going forward, and they always encourage, especially young drivers that are starting to drive, that are fairly new to driving, to always buckle up and just watch your speed. So do it for Kaylee, as we always say. So any questions?
The Sheriff, what factors would you say contribute to why there's such dangerous driving on Highway 99? Because there's not like potholes, because, what is it about this area that makes it so prone to dangerous driving?
I think there's a number of factors. The factors, are very common across major crashes. It's, contributing factors such as speeding, unrestrained drivers, impaired drivers, distracted driving. All of those are very common across crashes all around, anywhere. I think this corridor in particular has become known as just a high speed, almost like a speedway, like I mentioned, and I think that it's just a culture that's been allowed to occur out there with very little law enforcement presence generally. And so that's something we want to change. It's one of the more newer highways around our region. So I think you just got used to driving fast out there. We want to make sure that they know that we're going to be out there. It's not just about going out there just one time and do it for a few days and then they move on. Like I said, we actually started in November, and we hope to continue it. Obviously, we all have limitations with resources, and so that's why it has to be a collaborative effort. But at the end of the day, we're all very committed to saving lives, and we understand that enforcement is a part of it, education is another part of it, and raising awareness is a part of it. But if any of my colleagues want to talk about any of the conditions out there that may impact
Sure. I travel 99 quite a bit, seeing a lot of following distances. A lot of these crashes are cars, one car apart, one car length in between cars doing 80 miles an hour. Kind of address following distance and stop what it takes to stop a vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. When I was learning how to drive, they call it the 2-second rule. Watch where a car in front of you passes, and then you count 1,001, 1,002, and then you should pass that same point. We've actually extended those distances now. An average person, when we're doing crash reconstruction, at least back when I was doing crash reconstruction, we would give a 1.2 perception reaction time. So that's a second and a half before you realize there's a danger ahead. Oh, I need to apply my brakes. So your car, depending on how fast you're going, it covers a lot of distance in 1.5 seconds just to realize I need to apply the brakes. So the more distance you can give between you and the car in front of you, the better chance you have of being able to get stopped before a dangerous crash happens.
Yeah, another rule of thumb that I learned a long time ago is that for every 10 miles per hour that you're going, at least one vehicle distance. So if you're going about 80 miles an hour, and we know that that's probably the short end for people that drive out there, you're looking at least 8 car lengths between you to give you ample time. And that's even without distractions. But sometimes, we have the radio on loud, folks are on phones doing a lot of other behavior, and obviously that's going to decrease the reaction time even more. But that's a good question. And look, there's also a lot of just reckless driving and dangerous driving, a lot of brake checking and road rage type situations. So we're just kind of raising awareness that these are all very dangerous to begin with, but especially when you add speed as a factor, it's a deadly consequence. And I think somebody described this, one of the stations had a story, I think, overnight and mentioned it, that it's like the highway to hell. In many ways it is, but we could change that. We could change that. Yes, sir.
Is there something that can be said about road rage? I have a stat that says there were over 200 road rage incidences with way over 100 shootings from 2004 to 23. And the Houston area kind of leads the nation in that. Is there a message that can be sent? Road rage happens in a split second. Some people don't respond to it well, and it winds up to be a crash or something. Is there something that can be said on that?
Yeah, well, it's obviously been an increased concern here in the region. I know we've partnered with the Houston Police Department, DPS, others are doing it as well. You know, again, it's not unique to any one area. The scary thing about it is for all the ones that you do see, there's a lot of others that aren't even reported. They just go home and nothing tragic happened. But, you know, it's people being impatient, people in a rush, aggressive drivers. We have a lot of street racers out there as well that take to the roadways and are speeding and racing each other. Those can become deadly. It's really become a dangerous driving culture in this region, and again, we don't even change that. But there's been incidents where nobody fired a weapon, they just pointed a weapon or displayed a weapon, and obviously we hear the tragic ones that have lost their life. There's several come to mind, from Mr. Castro to the others, you know, Cody in the Katy area, and then a young lady, I think a teenager heading to Galveston a couple years back. So there's a lot of others that have been impacted, and it's against the law, it's dangerous, and even if you don't strike your intended target, that bullet's gonna go somewhere. And sometimes you may be taking out your aggression wrongfully on the driver, but there could be a child in a car seat in the back. I've been on those scenes where maybe it didn't turn out to be tragic, but that happened. I remember Jasmine Barnes, I think maybe my first year as sheriff on the Beltway in East Harris County, fired into the car. I don't know what was going on before, but she tragically lost her life. I think 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes. So anybody else want to share anything on that?
Sheriff, if you could in Spanish, what can drivers do to help this situation?
No, pues queremos que todos puedan obedecer las leyes, que manejen en una manera responsable. En esta autopista es muy peligrosa. Sabemos que por mucho tiempo no ha habido mucha presencia de oficiales. Queremos cambiar eso, que haya más presencia, pero la meta no es de dar más infracciones, más castigar, sino que tratar de levantar la conciencia y cambiar el comportamiento de los conductores. Y la gente tiene que bajar su velocidad en esa carretera, aunque todos van de alta velocidad. Uno sea responsable, que utilicen sus cinturones de protección, eso puede salvar una vida también, y que tengan paciencia también, que no se molesten si alguien comienza a conducir de una manera agresiva, que tengan paciencia y que los dejen que pasen y se mantengan en control.
Sheriff, you mentioned that there's lots of other corridors that are dangerous as well. Is there a task force or something similar like this for the highways or interstates in our area?
Yeah, we always have, you know, all our partners work on different ones throughout, you know, and so 249 is always a busy place for us, US 90 in East Harris County, a lot of streets, you know, out in the Katy area with a lot of racing that goes on. So, look, we're always working collaborative. You know, the good thing about this region is everybody works together. We all support one another. You always hear about the DWI impaired driving initiatives. We'll be having some more of those that we all participate in. This is really a shared multi-agency task force response. So there's a lot of different corridors. Obviously, we're all stretched and limited, and we unfortunately can't be everywhere. That's why we're here making that plea to our community that they're a part of this as well. All of these crashes are preventable. You know, so it's really up to the public to just slow down a little bit, because again, like I mentioned earlier, we contribute factors. We always found that 9 people have already lost their life this year in this corridor. So the statistics are trending upward when it comes to this area, and all of these are preventable, and it really impacts lives far beyond we ever know. 9 people will not be, you know, around their families this holiday, and then all the ones that do remain behind, you know, it will not be the same for them, because tragically they lost a loved one. And we just want to set a reminder to everyone to just be safe. And unfortunately, around the region, I'm sure everyone here can say, yeah, we have busy corridors that can be deadly. And so there are others, and so it just depends. We look at data. We're trying to become more data-driven, try to leverage resources. So we do work in other corridors, and we look to continue this type of effort going forward.
One for TxDOT. TxDOT official. Question for you. Get the microphone.
What's the question?
Oh, you okay? Question. Yes, sir.
Danny.
Harry, okay, Danny. Yeah, I know. Danny, Harris County Toll Road Authority is contracted with several constables to work it.
Yes.
Has TxDOT looked at using 99, doing the same thing, contract with agencies to work enforcement?
That's been something we've worked on, so we'll continue to look at that as an opportunity and an option. So that's something we'll continue. It's not there yet, but we'll get there.
What about increase on the amount of dollars to the STEP program to help that?
Certainly we'll look into that as well. Not certain, our traffic safety specialists aren't here today, but I certainly can look at that.
Yeah, so to my point earlier, that's why we're going to keep assessing. You know, this is one strategy, is increasing the presence out there. But good points, good questions about there's also other opportunities perhaps with STEP or, you know, just a different enforcement model out there for that region. And it's also, like I said, it's a difficult parkway, roadway to kind of do a lot of initiatives too. So we've got to be mindful of all the first responders that are out there because we're putting them in harm's way as well. And so, you know, it's a combination of things, but we'll keep assessing. One final one? And then everyone here will be available. We could have some side interviews as well, one-on-ones.
So Sheriff, you said this year we lost 9 lives and the stats continue to trend upwards. When we zoom out and look at this year compared to the last 3 or 5 years, how does it compare?
I don't know if Tess has those specific numbers, how it's been trending upwards for that corridor. You know, but
Happy to share that after the press conference. If you could give me your card, I'll email you the statistics.
all right, thank you very much. I wish everyone a great holiday season and a happy new year. Thank you so much for being a part of this.